Hello everyone, I am Prajwal and today we are going to look at this problem balls. This problem is rated as easy on CodeChef and you can solve this using some basic observations. So guys, if you haven't read the problem yet, go back and read it, try it out and then come back and see the solution. With this, let us begin. In this problem, we are given a set of n balls numbered as 1, 2, 3 till n and we are given n by 2 players from 1, 2 till n by 2. Now n is even. So this is a list of balls and this is a list of players. We need to distribute these n balls into n by 2 players such that every player gets 2 balls and every ball is given to exactly one player. Now every ball is associated with a value given as a of I. So we need to find a distribution of these balls into n by 2 players such that every player gets 2 balls and the sum of values that ith player has is same across all players. We need to find such a distribution and it is given that the answer always exists. So the constraints of the problem are the number of balls can be from 2 to 100 and we are given that n is even. Also the values of the ball can be from 1 to 100. Now let us look at test cases to better understand the problem. In the first test case, we are given 6 balls 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and the values associated are 1, 5, 7, 4, 4 and 3. Now we can select 1 and 3 which will give us the sum as 8. We can select 6 and 2 which will give the sum as 3 plus 5 equals 8. And finally 4 and 5 which will give us 4 plus 4 equals 8. Since all these sums are equal and we have distributed these 6 balls into 3 players, so this distribution is valid. Now guys, try to check that the second distribution is also valid for this test case. Now let us look at the solution. In the problem we are given n balls with values as a1, a2 till a of n. And we are given n by 2 players 1, 2 till n by 2. Now so to approach these kinds of problem, we have to find the common sum which is common among all the players. So our goal is to first find the common sum. To do this, we can say that this common sum from all these players is s. So the total sum will be equal to n by 2 into s. And this is in turn for the balls is equal to the sum of values which is equal to a1 plus a2 up till a of n. We can equate these two equations to get s as 2 into summation a of I by n. And since we know the answer exists, this will be an integer. Now our solution is simple. Since we know that n is less than equal to 100, the number of balls are less than equal to 100, we can use a brute force approach and we will iterate for all I and for all j. If the values a of I plus a of j is equal to this common sum and I and j can form a pair, which means that I and j have not been taken into another pair. I and j is valid. Then we add I and j into our answer and we can use another Boolean array taken that will tell us that whether taken of I indicates whether ith ball has been taken into some pair or not. So this is equal to 1 if it is taken into some pair. Else it is equal to 0. So we will make taken of I is equal to taken of j is equal to 1. So since this is a order n approach and we are iterating for all I for all j, the final time complexity is order of n square. But this is fine because n is just 100, hence it will pass the time limit. You can actually optimize this using a set to n log n, but that is not necessary for this question. The space complexity is going to be order of n because we need to store these initial values of n balls, and this taken arrays can be of size order of n. Moving on to the code. So first I have processed the input and I use this variable answer to store our answer. Now I calculate the common sum as 2 into the sum of all the numbers by n and use this variable taken to check whether the pair I and j is valid or not. Now we will iterate over all I and all j, and if I is equal to j, that means the ball that we are considering is same. So we cannot have a pair I comma I, hence we will continue. Now we will check that whether I and j can form a pair and whether the sum is equal to the common sum or not. If all these conditions are satisfied, then we push I plus 1 and j plus 1 because we have to output the answer in one based indexing. So we add 1 to our indexes to get our required values, and we initialize taken of I and taken of j to 1. We will break out the jth loop because since we make taken of I as 1, after the control enters this if condition, it will not enter again because we are making taken of I and as 1, and in the if condition we are checking whether taken of I is 0 or not. So we break out. After all this, we will just print our answer. So guys, this is pretty much the whole code. Try to code it yourself, and if you face any issue, then come back and see it again. So guys, I hope you understood the problem clearly. If you have any questions, drop a comment in the comment section, like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to get our latest updates from CodeChef. Thank you and goodbye.